Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lanice and I'm a registered nurse in the state of North Carolina, and I do these cool little nursing videos. If you are not new here, hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in to another one of my videos. It is greatly appreciated because you could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. So thank you. We will address the first elephant in the room. The first elephant in the room, it's my nails. And I'm only addressing this because I talk with my hands a lot. But baby is getting her nails done once I get my daughter from school today, okay? But I wanted to go ahead and get this video out of the way, so here we are. This is actually like my 5th time recording this video, but I put my camera on some new settings, and I love the settings, but for some reason it overheats and it keeps cutting off, so it's giving me a really hard time, but I'm going to get this video out. So the next elephant in the room is going to be the fact that I have not recorded in 6 months, but that's why we're going to do a catching up video, and I'm going to tell you guys the story behind how I was just fired again. I know what you're thinking, Lanice, you cannot keep a job, but it's not, the jobs can't keep me, okay? The jobs
can't keep me, baby, that's all it is, all right? It's not me.
I'm not the problem. I'm the problem. That didn't even sound right. No, I'm not the problem. They're the problem, seriously. So we'll get straight to it. We'll go ahead and get to it. Where have I been? So in the last 6 months, I've made a couple of accomplishments. I have purchased a home. I have completed my BSN. So now I am a bachelor degreed nurse. If you guys know, it has been a long time coming. I had started off as an LPN. I worked as an LPN for 6 years. Then I went back and got my RN. Worked as an RN for 2 years. Well, 3 years now. I've been an RN and I received my bachelor's degree. So I'm so happy about that. But we'll also talk about my plan. But first, let me tell you guys what's been going on with my jobs. Okay, so first things first. I have been working at the hospital. I have been a float pool nurse with the hospital for the last year. And I honestly went PRN at the hospital, and I love PRN. I love PRN because I'm only committed to 4 days in a 6-week period, and I only have to do 2 weekend days out of that 6-week period. You get paid a flat rate of $50 an hour, plus you're able to get any incentive pay that they're offering. And anytime you pick up a shift, 9 times out of 10, since they need help, you're getting some type of incentive pay. And then on top of that, baby, it's about to be flu and cold season. So, you know, these hospitals are about to be full. Okay, so they're going to need a lot of nurses. But anyways, I kept the med-surg job, PRN, and I started working at a vascular access center. So what we did is we worked on catheters, fistulas, and grafts for people who are receiving dialysis. So we would do things like fistulograms, which is going inside the fistula, taking a picture, looking for any narrowing, placing any stents if their fistula is starting to narrow. We will place central lines for people to receive dialysis through a catheter. We would create fistulas and grafts. We had surgeons that would do that certain days of the week. In the job, I took the job because, for one, I wanted to see what life outside of the hospital was like. Since I got my RN degree 3 years ago, I have always worked med-surg. Prior to that, as an LPN, I had several different jobs, and I worked in the nursing home majority of the time. That's probably where a lot of my experience is as far as LPN. I worked in the hospital. Not hospital, but the nursing home. But since I've got my RN, I've worked in the hospital and med-surg. And I just kind of wanted to know what it was like outside of the hospital. The job did not pay terrible. I took like a $6 pay cut, but it was Monday through Friday, which at the time worked very well with my daughter's school schedule. And you know, it was a pretty cool job. I loved my coworkers. It was like 99% black, 99% black staff. All the nurses were black. Every last one of the nurses were black. And I loved my coworkers, but me and management, we just didn't click. And I won't go into details. I wish the lady well, honey. But anytime I tell people a story about something that happened between me and management, they will always be like, is she white? I'm like, no, the bitch is fucking black. Out here acting like that, like, baby. So let me go ahead and tell y'all what happened. So like I said, when I first took the job, it was Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4, and that worked with my daughter's schedule. I was able to drop her off at a friend's house, and she would catch the bus, and then I would pick her up from school. My camera keeps cutting off, but we're just gonna keep going with it. So over the summer, we switched to 4 days a week, and of course it worked because the kids were out of school. But the situation that I'm in with my daughter's school is that she goes to a magnet school. Her home school is not a good school. I hate to say it. It's not a good school. So I put her in a magnet school so she can at least get the best public education that she could get while we're here in the city. And since we live within district for her to go to the public school, however, we don't live within district for her to get transportation to school. So I have to provide my daughter transportation to school every day. Again, even though the school is closer than it was than the school she went to last year, I still have to provide her transportation. So when we went to 4 days a week, we are scheduled 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that did not work with my daughter's school schedule. So long story short, on a Friday, I ended up leaving work. I got one of the nurses to watch my area so I can take an extra break. I went and picked my daughter up from school and came back, brought her back to the job, and just made her sit in the car for 2 hours. The windows were down. Like, I'm not a bad parent. She was completely comfortable sitting in the car. That's actually where she wanted to be. She didn't want to come in. So I just let her sit in the car. The break took 26 minutes. But when I came back to work on Monday, since I didn't tell my DON, I had already put my 2-week notice in. She told me that my 2-week notice would be effective immediately and that they would pay me for the rest of the days of my notice and that I do not have to come back to work anymore since I left. So, I mean, rules are rules, and I was willing to accept the consequences, but I knew that if I told her, hey, I have to pick my daughter up at 3 o'clock so that I'll be right back, she would have told me no, and I would have went anyway. So it was just one of those things where it was like, you know, sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, but sometimes when you ask for forgiveness, everybody's not obligated to forgive you. And so we had been not getting along. I had been having issues with her, so she flexed her muscle and she got me out of there. So that's fine. So I am back at the hospital right now. I'm still doing PRN at the hospital because I just love being PRN, y'all. I don't like having to schedule days. I like being able to go when I feel like it. But I do need health insurance, so I'm going to go back to the hospital part-time. I'm gonna be obligated to work 2 days a week in order to receive full benefits. But of course, I'll probably work more until I find me another PRN job. So I'm on the market for a PRN job. If anybody knows of any PRN jobs, honestly, I prefer it to be bedside. I am not at a place yet where I don't want to be bedside. I want to continue to use my skills. I want to continue to take care of patients. And I want to continue to, I don't know. I just want to continue to work PRN. I don't want any obligations right now. I know that sounds bad, but the only commitment I want is to my man. And I ain't even got one. But my man. You know, but what I will say is that job at the surgery center, it taught me a lot. It taught me how to work as a team. Working at the hospital as a med-surg nurse, you know, we work as a team, but my patients are my sole responsibility. No one's job or the next step in the process is not really dependent on me. I move at my own pace. I go do things my own way. But working at the surgery center, I had to really step it up and learn how to be a team player. And I love that for me. I absolutely love that I had to learn to become a team player. I love character building. If anybody knows me, they know that I'm very much into self-development, very much into, I just like bettering myself. And anytime I'm able to learn something new, whether it be a new character trait or if it's something that I can take along with me along the way, I love it. I have nothing but great things to say about it. And at that job, you know, I learned I learned what it meant to be a team player. I learned how it felt to be celebrated by your coworkers. Like whenever I finished my bachelor's degree, they threw me like a surprise party and bought me gifts and bought me a cake. And I'm just like, wow, like that. I had never had anybody do that for me before. So that I loved my coworkers, y'all. I love them. But it also taught me my next step in my plan and my career. And so working at the surgery center, I work with a lot of CRNAs, and I realized that your girl wants to go to school to become a CRNA. Baby, that's what I want to do. It's a desire that has been placed on my heart very strongly. And I feel like outside of the character building, that is why God placed me at that job, because had I not worked there, I would have never thought that that goal was obtainable for me. But really talking to other CRNAs and hearing their story and hearing how long it took them to get where they are and listening to their plan, I realized that, baby, I can do it. I can do it. So I'm in the market for another PRN job, but I'm trying to get my foot into the ICU, because most of the schools that I have researched require you to have at least a year of ICU experience. And so I don't want to take that pay cut to work in ICU full time, because I will be basically a fresh nurse. I'll be a baby nurse. So I'll be getting paid like minimum. I think one job I interviewed for was saying $38 an hour, and baby, these bills ain't gonna make it off no $38 an hour. But I know that it's for a greater cause. So I said by January, I would like to, get a job in the ICU. I'm going to make it through the holidays doing what I'm doing so I can make the maximum amount of money, and pay some things off. But come January, I have to start working in the ICU somewhere around there so I can get my year of experience and apply to CRNA school. So that's where I am as far as my plan or what I'm trying to do next. So other than that, y'all, honestly, like, I didn't really expect this video to be so short, but that's where I've been. That is my plan. I've also been on this dating market, y'all, and I don't know if I should disclose this, but I live in Charlotte, baby. And the dating market here, I think the dating market everywhere is like, it's just hard. I'm 35. I'm fine as hell. So niggas can't really treat me any kind of way. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. But like, it's been rough. And I caught myself getting into another situationship, y'all. And situationships do not work with my personality, because I don't like to share my niggas. I do not like to share my niggas. If I'm sitting on it, I want to know that I'm the only person sitting on it. Okay. So I caught myself getting into another situationship, y'all, and I'm trying my hardest to just do things differently. But I've caught myself getting into the same slump with men, which has been another reason why I have not been recording like I should. But that's neither here nor there. We won't go there. But y'all, thank you for tuning into this mildly short video. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and I will be back. I promise y'all, I got a lot more content planned, but I just wanted to come through, tell you guys where I've been, where I'm going, and what I got going on. But my camera's getting hot. I don't know how this mic is really sounding, because I just want to get up on it, and it's counting down. It says I only have 16 seconds before it turns off because it's so hot. So again, my name is Lanice. If you haven't already liked the video, shared the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell notification, I need you to do all of those things and in that order. All right. So peace.